Alright, how's everyone doing? Welcome to From Z to A, Alphabetical Interviews with Zach Anderson. I am Zach Anderson. Today we're here at Sage Sound Studios in Shelton for the 28th edition of Monsters of Acoustic Rock, and I am joined by Brian Larney.
How are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm alright.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
So now I'm going to ask you the difficult questions, as long as they have something to do with the letters of your name.
Okay.
So we're start with B. Take you back to the beginning. How long have you been playing music? Do you have any specific fond or just general memories of your first show?
Yeah, well, the first show was interesting. I was in high school. We had a high school band, and we played at a local bar. We underage kind of got in.
Okay.
And we played all sorts of crap, top 40 stuff, and it was fun. But it's a particularly fond memory, yeah, I guess, you know. It's fun to be with my friends, and I finally... That's when we're not playing covers. And I never went back. Never went back to them. But where I really started was way young, like before the dawn of time. When my dad was wicked into music, and he used to have hi-fi set up in the basement. You know, it was like a rumpus room essentially. And we would march around to the 1812 overture, you know, the cannons, we'd all scream, you know, and I honestly was just instantly addicted. I'm talking, I was like 3 or something. That's like one of my earliest memories, period. So it's a disease, it's a compulsion. I can't get rid of it, so from the beginning. So.
Awesome. Now tell me about your most recent single, The Crossing.
Is that the R, or is that the...
That is the R.
Okay.
Yeah. Recent.
Yeah, gotcha. Just checking.
I cheat a little bit here and there.
No, that's cool. Cool. I didn't recognize the theme, so so until you said it. So just releasing a song called The Crossing. I had recorded it with my band called Lines West. We recorded it a couple years ago. I wrote it a couple years ago. But I've just been in love with the song, and I wanted to do my own version of it. So I did. So I put out my own version of it. It's a little heavier than my normal fare. I don't mean, you know, heavy guitar and that kind of stuff. I mean subject matter wise. A little personal kind of events that happened in my life that led me to write the lyrics. That said, though, when I went to make the music video, it occurred to me that the line, "Is there a line you won't cross?" was perfect for things that are happening today. And so I sort of made it more topical, and I'm really happy with the results, and I hope we could do something with it.
Excellent. Yeah, I've been listening to it a lot the last couple of days, and it's been awesome.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Now tell me about your biggest musical influences or inspirations.
Yeah, it's mainly songwriters, and I go way back to find them. I love Neil Finn of Crowded House. Obviously Beatles and all this stuff. If I had to pick a Beatle, it would be Paul, I have to say. I also love people like Burt Bacharach, and who else can I think of? Hal David, obviously. And that whole era, there was just this magical ability to write pop songs that were sophisticated and interesting, but catchy as hell, you know. And if you listen to some of those arrangements, they're really good. It's great stuff. So it's a great source of inspiration. It doesn't feel like I'm lifting from what's on the radio today. If I'm sort of inspired by it, you know.
Gotcha.
So.
Cool. Now, how much does an audience affect your set? Do you tend to stick with what you had planned out ahead of time, or if you notice that they reacted to a certain song, do you tend to change it up on the fly?
Yeah. It affects it more than I thought it would, especially when I play solo. So I play in bands a lot, and I'm actually doing a band version of the Brian Larney solo project. On Sunday we're playing up in Vermont at Harpoon Fest, so I'm excited about that. But when I'm playing in a band, it's a little bit different because it's sort of scripted, you know, because you have other members. But here, when I'm playing solo, it's... I do react to the audience. I do sort of feel like I'll play a song and I'll be like, all right, they're kind of not grabbing onto it. Maybe I need to, you know, pep it up a little bit, or the opposite. Right. You know, sometimes I've played some really great listening rooms where you know you could sense that they really just want to listen to the words and they want to listen to the songs more closely, I guess. And so it does affect it. I mean, I literally will. Now I just bring the phone up with me and I have a set list, but then I'm like, skip that one. Let me add this one, you know, while I'm doing it. So nice. So I like to end. So we have 2 more questions. So
Now, what is something necessary for you to do before a show? Do you have any pre-show rituals?
Yeah, I get out. I can use salt, but it has to be a special chemical, and I make a pentagram. And obviously, I'm kidding. And I get some pig's blood. No, I'm teasing. Not really. It's usually, I guess the ritual would be like scrambling to get to the gig and rushing out at the last minute. That's and freaking out and just and not being comfortable by the time I get on stage. You know, that unfortunately that's the way it goes. I would love to chill out before the show. I would love to sort of be by myself. Never happens. There's always something. There's always a traffic jam. There's always something that just wrecks that whole thing.
Right.
So. Long answer to an easy question is no, I do not have a real ritual. I would love to though. So maybe someday I'll actually just relax.
Yeah. So yeah, I do like to end all my interviews with 3 interesting or random facts about yourself.
Okay.
That many people might not know.
Okay. I am a card-carrying roller coaster enthusiast.
Oh.
I've ridden over 300 different roller coasters.
Do you have a particular favorite one?
That's always the question. I love them all. I have to say that. You know, like children, you have to say you love them equally. Although I don't. There are many favorites, but I do love wooden coasters over the steel ones. We have a world-class wooden roller coaster right here in Connecticut, up at Lake Compounce. Boulder Dash is just insanely wonderful, and I've ridden hundreds, and it's way up there. So we'll call it that for now. You know, call that my favorite.
Yeah.
Let's see, another random thing. We're looking for 3. Is that what you said? Okay. For 2 years I worked as a meter maid in the city of Stamford.
All right.
Traffic violations officer to be accurate. That was the most fun thing I ever did in my life. I mean, people every day would MF you and scream at you, and I got to the point where I literally just fold my arms and go like this, and it was just a challenge in a good way, you know. The other guys on the team would get into fights and stuff. I'd hear them on the radio, you know, and go, "What are you getting in a fight for? Let them scream at you. Who cares? You know, I don't get personal about it,
right? You
know." Kind of stunk sometimes because you ruin somebody's perfectly good day, but I'm like, shouldn't have parked there, I guess. So, and let me see, what's the third one? So that was actually, it was just so much fun. But I wouldn't want to do that forever, I can tell you. Let's see what the other one was. Oh, a song I co-wrote and played on is in a Sylvester Stallone movie.
Really?
Yeah. 2001's Driven, have you ever heard of it?
Yes.
It's the race car one, right?
Yep.
So, real funny story about that. Of course I was excited. And so I went to the theater on a Tuesday night or something, and there was nobody there. You know? And I'm watching the movie, and I'm going, this is killing me. It's killing me. Because I didn't really care for the movie, so it just kept going on and on and on. And at the very end, it's over the credits.
Yeah.
Right. So finally, the credits start rolling. I'm like one of those people who watches credits in the movie. I'm not literally, but that's what I was that night.
Yeah.
And I'm standing in the aisle, and the cleaning guy comes. He's like, "Excuse me," and I'm like, "I'm listening to my song, and nobody cares," you know. So, but it was fun. It is fun. So it was. It's pretty exciting.
That was really cool.
Yeah, it was good experience.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Zach.
If you want to check out Brian, please visit the link below. And now we'll cut to a performance from Brian Larney. So thanks again. We'll see you soon.
Take care.
solitary manifesto. Put your love to the test, 'cause I'm an island.